Okay, so this is the second part of my review for the Knipex Lineman's pliers. And these are the ones with the wire puller and the wire crimp, which I would not recommend probably getting these ones because of the ergonomics. When you open the pliers, the crimp, it has a sharp edge here and it's not very ergonomic. If you're using these to kind of like pull on things, I find that all these sharp edges and angles all around the jaws on the backside here for the wire puller and the crimp are just, at first glance and first use, they're pretty annoying. So I don't think it's probably worth the trouble. I think I'd probably just get the ones with the regular jaws on the back here. And that way, if you're in an awkward position and you have to pull on them, they don't have all these sharp edges. So I just wanted to show you, I polished the sharp edges on these. So these came with really sharp edges. And what I had to do is take a diamond bit in my Dremel, and it was just one of the bits I had. You could use any bit. And I had to deburr every edge, especially on the end here. Basically, where the jaws go into your tool bag, the very tip of these serrated jaws, they were so sharp that my tool bag was ripping. It's a Husky tool bag, and as I was putting the pliers away, I could hear the fabric ripping, and it made me so mad. I seriously wanted to call up Knipex and scream at somebody. You know how stuff is just stupid and there's no reason for it? Are you telling me with all the technology, they can't just deburr the edges as part of the assembly line? It would take them 5 seconds. They have the machines. They could just deburr it as part of the assembly line. But I'll tell you what, every edge on these were so sharp that it was actually dangerous. Like, I'm saying razor sharp, every edge. Every single edge, every single piece and part had to be deburred. It was like you touch any part of these and they could cut you. That's how sharp they were. So the tips were razor sharp. They go in your tool bag and you'd hear the tool bag ripping. This area here where the wire cutter is, where you insert a piece of wire or, a bolt or whatever you're cutting, this area right here, this circular cutout, it was razor sharp. So like if you were to touch that, you could get cut. The wire fish tape jaw was razor sharp. The little the die for the wire crimp was razor sharp. But the worst part was, as you're putting them in your tool bag, the back side of these were razor sharp as well. So like even pulling the tool out of the tool bag, the back side of these were razor sharp, all the edges. And there's all these like acute angles. This had a sharp point that was razor sharp. I swear these were the worst pliers I've ever purchased. I put them in my tool bag and my tool bag started ripping. And these were $57. And I'm just like, what? You've got to be kidding me. So I deburred them with a fine diamond stone. It was a 1/4 inch diameter diamond stone in Dremel at low speed. I ran it along all the edges. I cleaned up the jaws. And then what I did is I took a hand file and I got rid of the grinding marks. This is very hard metal, so it's not very easy to file it down, but if you just kind of run it lengthwise, it gets rid of the grinding marks, and it actually helped to make it look kind of like a factory finish. And then I hit it with the wire wheel, a stainless steel wire wheel at high speed on the bench grinder, and that got rid of actually all the marks I'd made, and they look pretty much, actually they look a lot better than they did when I bought them because the finish was so poor, and they actually look like a 1990s tool that you would buy now for a lot of money, where they used to actually take the time and finish the tool. So I wouldn't recommend buying these. I would boycott Knipex and never purchase anything again, but I will tell you they're very good. And I can't actually say that they're bad, but with the sharp edges, I'm just so irritated right now. I'm really irritated that I had to go and grind these down for $57 for a pair of pliers. But in my experience, Knipex steel is extremely hard. I've never been able to ruin any of their cutters, cutting every type of metal. I think if you get these, it's worth paying the extra money because of the heat hardening or the induction hardening or whatever type of hardening process they use. They do have the metallurgy figured out, and that's what you're paying for. Not paying for a good tool, because by all means, the sharp edges are not a good tool. But that's my review on the Knipex. This is the part number here. The reason I got these, they're a lot more nimble, slightly more nimble than the Klein. The Klein have big, fat, bulky handles on the same model of Lineman's pliers with all the same features. I couldn't find any that had the nice slim handle. And so if you want the features that this has with the slim handle, these are slightly more ergonomic, a little bit lighter, and just probably a little easier to handle than the Kleins. The Kleins have the big fat double composite handle, which is really weird. And I just personally, I didn't like it, but they're probably, in retrospect, maybe I should have bought the Kleins. I'm not sure. I think they also have all the sharp edges, so I think any brand you get right now, the quality is just so poor with tools right now. Not all tools, with certain tools, because certain tools are still not made in the USA, and there's no quality control at all. And yeah, I don't think these are made in Germany. I was going to say something really mean, which I said in the last video. It was just kind of a joke, but I mean, these have to be made in some unknown small country somewhere and then shipped to Germany and then assembled, and then they say made in Germany. There's no way that these are made in Germany and finished in Germany. Like, maybe they put them in a package in Germany. I don't think they're made in Germany. That's my opinion. It says on the handle made in Germany, so I'm just kind of giving an unsubstantiated opinion, but I don't trust that Knipex is made in Germany. I think somebody should talk to them, try to figure out what is going on at their company, because it is an abomination that I couldn't even put these in my dang tool bag without the tool bag ripping. I am seriously so angry about that. Okay, these are really good. I'm not going to say anything bad about the metal. Knipex is the top of the line metallurgy. These will last for another 30 years. Take the time, deburr them. You can use a little piece of sandpaper. You don't need a wire wheel. Just take the sharp edges off with some aluminum oxide sandpaper and some oil. I oiled these up with clipper oil for electric clippers. It's a natural oil, and it's a lot less toxic than like motor oil. So you can throw some of that oil on there, and yeah, call it good. Okay, thanks guys.